Coach, what was the biggest challenge about having everybody back and getting rotational minutes together tonight?
Well, I mean, I think we knew, at some point we'd get to this where you have bodies back and we have a lot of talent, a lot of depth, a lot of versatility. At times, guys get squeezed, and I've had conversations with most of them, but I think guys are just bought into, trying to get ourselves back on track and winning games. So whatever that means. And they know. I mean, I'm going to use guys if they're not playing well. I'm going to go a different route. If it's foul trouble, if it's, whatever it may be, we're going to use that guy to help us, try to get a win.
What did you like about how you closed out the game?
Well, I mean, there was, some possessions weren't great, but I thought we played with enough poise. We got enough stops, which is huge. They had a stretch of free throws there, but we knew going in, Harden and B, they're going to shoot a ton of free throws. So being able to guard them without fouling was, a constant message between the two of them. I think they shot 24. So, we didn't do as well as we wanted. But late game, we were able to get stops. There were a couple of 50-50 balls we came up with. And to get those possessions, I think, late in the game, late in the fourth, is big.
Wes, you guys have fallen into that kind of third quarter trap before where you just come out a little bit and the offense looks different after halftime. How did you sustain that and kind of avoid that tonight?
Well, I mean, I think, we made some plays, early in the quarter. We got enough stops. We would start switching our defense up a little bit, which helped. And Embiid's a tough cover. So being able to, mix some zone possessions, try to keep them off balance a bit, I think helped.
And obviously they're pretty solid from three, but missed some shots tonight. But how'd you feel about your perimeter defense?
It had its desired effect, but they missed some shots they probably would ordinarily make, and that's the game. Sometimes you get lucky. Sometimes even versus really good defense, it doesn't go your way. But defend the three-point line we knew was a priority. Obviously, cutting down those fouls. The biggest issue for me tonight was the turnovers. It's an area that we talked about pregame. We've been pretty good the last 4 to 5 games. They do a good job. They're handsy, they're physical. I think they're 3rd or 4th in the league in steals. They're top 10 in points off turnovers. So we just have to be mindful of ball security, making sure that we don't get overextended, we don't play in crowds, we're not casual with some of our passing. And it hurt us a little bit.
Did you receive a preliminary report on Brad?
Just a left hamstring soreness. It's the opposite hamstring, so we'll let him get evaluated. We're not really sure at this point, the severity.
It seemed like Gaff struggled early on. Obviously, struggled with foul trouble, but then he came back and had a huge final stretch. What do you think of his performance down the stretch, and what changed for him?
Yeah, I think just kind of settling in. It's tough to guard a guy like Embiid straight up, and like I said, we tried to throw different looks. We need a guy like Gaff who's got the length and athleticism, to challenge a guy like that at the rim, at the apex. But I thought he did a better job of trying to show his hands, moving his feet, playing the leverage game. And Embiid, he's a really good player, so it's a tough cover for anybody. But I thought the way he responded, Gaff responded, more so in that second half was much better.
That's 2 games in a row you've been able to come off the bench after the injury and really have an immediate impact on offense. What's working well for you these past couple games?
Yeah, for sure. I think I told you, we talked about it a little bit last game, but we lost like a 10 in a row or something before I came back. And I was watching, just sitting on the bench and outside, and watching my team was losing, and I felt like we didn't have energy, we just didn't have the whole game. So I told myself that when I come back, I want to bring energy, even off the bench, I want to bring energy and on the both hands, offensively, defensively, and I think I was able to do that these past 2 games, and especially today too. So, yeah, I want to keep doing that, and keep getting wins. Yeah.
This is the first game you guys have had everyone available all season. What did the way you guys performed tell you about the depth of this roster?
We have a lot of guys that can play, and especially offensively, you know, everybody can score and stuff, but like our weakness, I think, is like the defense, on the defense. So we just gotta keep working on it, and every game, because then especially like this might be the like a third game or fourth game that we actually everybody has a, you know, is available or something like that in the whole season. So you know, we still trying to figure out, you know, our chemistry and all that. So yeah, we just gotta be healthy, stay healthy, and yeah, just gotta keep playing together.
Speaking of the defense, what do you think about the way you guys close this out and the play that Denny made on Embiid?
Yeah, you know, we just we knew, like, you know, who's gonna get the ball, so you know, we just needed to send some helps, and I think we were able to get a stops in last like 2 minutes, 3 minutes that we when we need it. So yeah, I think we just gotta be like, you know, when we play against like those type of guys, like, you know, we just gotta be, you know, be smart, and you know who's gonna get the ball, and like, you know, we just gotta focus on that. And I think we did that in the last 2 minutes, so that was good.
Could you describe us just like what was your injury rehab like? Because you know, when it started out, it was kind of a day-to-day ankle thing, and then it was a bone bruise. So just what were the last, I guess, what was the last month like for you?
Yeah. Initially, like we thought like it was just a regular ankle sprain, but like I think a couple days passed, and like my ankle didn't feel better at all. So I think I told the doctor and the team doctor and the trainers that, like, you know, I don't think it's just a like normal ankle sprain. So and then they said, okay, let's go get the MRI, and it went to MRI and I found like a couple bone bruise, and I never had it before, so it was just tough for me to, like, you know, deal with it, you know, just because it was hard to walk and like just move, like, you know, just the little stuff, you know, it was just I was in the pain. So, but you know, like, you know, right before I came back, you know, this past couple of days, I started feeling better from nowhere, kind of. So, you know, it was just like, you know, I was ready to play. So then, yeah, I just came back.
What do you feel like you guys did well in the third quarter today, specifically when they were kind of closing the gap after halftime?
I think we just stayed disciplined. We were kind of all over the place in the first quarter. There's turnovers running like crazy, and we knew that with these guys, like, they have good hands and they're pretty active. We had to stay disciplined, and we got some good looks. Kuz got going in that third, hit a couple threes, Corey, and we just kind of were able to get that a little bit of lead. And we knew they were not gonna give in, so we expected a game towards the end, but I think, yeah, we stayed calm and stayed disciplined throughout the game, and were able to close it out.
What did you like specifically about having Gaff in there against Embiid?
Yeah, that I didn't have to guard Embiid. Yeah, you know, it's not an easy job, and Taj and Gaff, they had to use their fouls and try to be as physical as they can with him, and I was able to just stand in the corner with PJ Tucker a little bit, you know, so that kind of allows me to maybe have some more energy on offense. But those situations that I was there with him, you know, you have to give your all almost on every possession with him. You know, you have to bend down and brace for an impact. You know, this guy's a bulldozer. So, yeah, he had a great game, but overall, I think we wore him down. You know, I think he was a big gas towards the end of the game. So, you know, even though he had a great game, at the end, what matters is the result, and we were on the winning end.
With the team finally healthy, what stood out to you about the depth tonight?
Oh, I love it. I love DeLon, his activity, you know, getting those steals, small things that he does on the court that's really smart. You know, he's just an experienced player, and it might not show up in the stat sheet, but he really does help us a lot. You know, I think people are a little bit like underestimating him. And then Rui is always aggressive. You know, Kuz didn't have a great first half. Rui was kind of, you know, picking up for him, and then second half Kuz got going, and then, you know, we just have more firepower. It's the reality. Some guy comes out, another guy comes in, he's ready to get to work, and And sometimes when those rotations are shorter and you don't have that many bodies, it's different, you know. So yeah, it's good to have a full team back, and hopefully we can stay healthy for a while.
What was key to closing this out, and what did you think about Denny's play at the end?
Yeah, that was big time. He's the best when he plays instinctively. You know, he's it's risky. It's risky to get your hands in there, but against a guy like Embiid or Harden. But on that one, you know, he risked and he got rewarded. He was on the good end, you know. And it's under the basket's also a little bit different than when somebody's driving from the perimeter. It's, you know, they're almost looking for the contact. I do the same thing, you know. So I think on those we were smarter than other games, and then towards the end, yeah, then he has a good feel for the game when he plays like without thinking, and you know, had that big time play, big time steal, and knocked down some free throws. He had a important finish of the game.